Well, clearly the perfect Resident Evil movie doesn't exist yet. It's because I haven't made it yet. Just kidding. But really. So I got wind of this Resident Evil movie reboot, and I gotta say I'm worried. Watching the Anderson movies was like... After looking at the cast and reading the plot, all I can do is be hopeful, but I'm not. Got a bad feeling about it. Feels like another Judas's kiss. Smells like another betrayal for someone who claims to be on the side of the fans, but it sure doesn't look like it. Even the later animated films by Capcom were a treacherous shot to the heart.
Double crosser.
In the movies directed by Johannes Roberts, casts of Robbie Amell as Chris Redfield, Kaya Scodelario as Claire, Tom Hopper as Albert Wesker, which I always personally felt like Chris Evans would make a good Wesker, Yvonne Jogia as Leon, Neil McDonough as William Birkin, and Hannah John Kamen as Jill Valentine. I know, Jill. I know. That's the main cast, which leaves the question.
Barry. Where's Barry?
Set in 1998 in Raccoon City and in the Spencer Mansion in the Arklay Mountains. That's all well and good, but it also revolves around the first two games. How are you going to effectively cram the first two games into one movie? You know fine well that movie's only going to be an hour and a half long, if that. How can you put those first two storylines into one movie without leaving a whole bunch of important details out? And what needs to happen is what I've been saying for a long time. Someone just needs to take S.D. Perry's Resident Evil The Umbrella Conspiracy and turn it into a movie. I mean, history shows that movies based off of books are better than movies based off of video games. And the book is very well written. It gives an awesome epilogue. It brings all the characters to life. It fills in all the gaps while combining Chris and Jill's story together. And it all makes sense perfectly. The games don't even do all that. And as far as directors go, I think the perfect director for the Resident Evil movie would be Tom Savini. He's the director of the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead, which is still the closest movie we have to a good Resident Evil movie. Tom Savini brought to life a whole lot of the elements in this movie that were in the first Resident Evil game, the elements that made it so great. If you haven't seen Tom Savini's remake of Night of the Living Dead, check it out, it's definitely worth watching, and compare it to the very first Resident Evil game, and you'll see what I mean. Am I right?
Yes.
That's what I like to hear. I need coffee.